studied, she earned the qualification, she worked hard, she delivers result, but when opportunity comes, someone else gets noticed. When promotions are discussed, her name may not be mentioned. When important decisions are made, she may not be in the room. For generations, women have been told, work hard and your work will speak for you. But what if good work doesn't always speak loudly enough? Tonight on Sisters Keeper, we ask, is being qualified enough? Or must women also learn to become visible, from qualified to visible? Why hard work alone may not be enough for women to succeed? Good evening and welcome to Sisters Keeper. This is a program by women, for women, organizing how women can have their sisters at heart and look forward to supporting another woman. This evening, we want to look at the work women do, their profession, their offices, how they can grow further, and how women can also support them in their journey. Today, we have a beautiful woman in the studio with us. We have Lucy Odina-Nwajideobi. Yeah, you're welcome, Lucy.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And Lucy, let's start with you. Before we go to women generally, let's look at you. A human expert. Let's say, how did Lucy get to this position that you are an entrepreneur, you are the human resource manager, you have all the titles. How did you get here?
For me, I would say my journey has been a journey of resilience. It has been a journey of acknowledging that I need to move from point A to point B.
Wow.
Because for me, I grew up in the convent. So
in the convent?
Yes. My secondary school, primary school was in the convent. All I knew was church, was sisterhood. In fact, I remember telling my dad that I want to become a reverend sister. And he said to me, okay, we can have this discussion, but I want you to go to university first. After you're done with university and you're back, and you tell me you want to go back to the convent, then I would say you can go.
For nice you decide.
So for me, my journey has been a journey of resilience. It's been a journey of acknowledging that I grew up with, my dad was successful, but after a while, the things of Nigeria, the businesses of Nigeria, businesses started collapsing. My mom was a midwife who didn't work until probably after, when I was in high school or something, because my dad, the traditional Igbo man, he says, you're not going to work, stay at home and take care of the kids. So for me, my journey was a journey of acknowledging that success can be achieved, even though you have the stumble blocks and all the things that would happen in between the road. Through my parents, especially my mom, who didn't work for so long, but when she started working, my mom did have degree because she did nursing school. She was a midwife and a nurse. And then at 56 or 57, my mom went back to school and did her BSc.
She was already in
Exactly. She said she can't leave nursing without being a BSc holder, nurses. And that was what she did. So for me, my journey is a journey of acknowledging that I can be whatever. You see the titles, I want to add more. In fact, as I was driving here to the studio, I said to myself, I will try everything. Like I'm the person that I said to myself, I will die empty. I will try everything.
Okay, tell us all the things you do and the things you still want to do.
For example, I'll tell you, I'm an HR consultant, which, a women's advocate. I lead organizations. I started a cooking business. I had a restaurant.
I didn't know about that.
Exactly. I had a restaurant. I work with some organization as their head of HR. I have my HR company. I have Lucy Aura. When I had the restaurant, I was supplying food for some, NGOs. So for me, and I know I've anchored shows like you. I've had shows that are anchored.
Wow.
I've been part of different programs. So for me, the journey is it's endless, right? I want to try. In fact, I want to be. If I did some program the other day, and one woman called me and said, have you thought of trying to be an MC? A compare. I said, okay, maybe I will add that to
You add that to your list.
So for me, it's a journey. I want to try everything that comes to my mind. I just want to try, because to be honest, I don't want to. Whenever the Lord calls me, I don't want to be the person that
How did you get into doing all these things you're talking about? Did you study? Did you do any course?
Yeah, for me,
especially the one you're talking about, you're also a fashion designer.
I'm also a fashion designer, yes.
Oh,
so
I saw your images online. I took some meanings, looking at them, different attires, and how you were glamorous in them. So tell me about that.
Yeah, for me, with the HR consultant, I graduated as a business. I did business management, and after that, I remember sometime when I finished graduating, I was like, "What would I become expert in? What is it that I love to do?" And for me, people is the easiest thing I know how to do.
People,
yes,
that's handling people,
managing people, being around people. Goodness. And I said to myself, I think I'll consider HR as somewhere I want to become an expert in. And I went in, did my Chartered Institute, passed, became chartered, did Chartered in Administration. And then
Chartered in Administration and HR.
Yes, I did CIPM, which is the HR part of it, and then I did Administration, which is a different Chartered Institute. Yeah. So I got a lot of professional examinations and all of that in regards to HR. But for fashion, it just came as a passion, to be honest.
Because you love to look good.
It's part of the business. It's the key part of the business. Looking good is part of everything. So for me, I decided to, I've always wanted to have a fashion outlet, and I said to myself, why don't you start? And we're about a year plus. I'm a year plus in fashion, and I'm hoping to get studies. I'm hoping to go to fashion school. Maybe not to really start to become a tailor, to sew, and all of that. I want to remain on the aspects of design, yes.
Wow. It is nice to hear all that. I can allow you to go on and on and on till the show ends, and your list of things you want to try will not end.
True.
So, was visibility something you learned, you decided, deliberate, or it came on its own?
Visibility for me is an intentional. For me, it was an intentional act. It's a journey of understanding. When I started my HR company, I was working with a HR, with a company as the head of HR. One of the first things I started to do was Monday motivation talks, right? Online. I had my website, which was lucyaura.com, and all I did there was blog, different posts, motivational posts, basic, not the gossips, but, career paths, leadership, teaching people how to do different things. And for me, I knew at that time, I had a YouTube channel, I had my Twitter, even though at some point, you just get tired of these things and you want to, move on to the next phase of it. But for me, it was key. Visibility was key. That's just, I would tell you that everything that you've seen online is an intentional act of ensuring that I'm seen. It's an intentional act of ensuring that nobody will say, Lucy, and you don't go and see me.
Yeah.
It's an intentional act, yes.
It is an intentional act. Mm-hmm. So let me ask this. Was there a time in this journey that even though you are competent, you felt unseen or overlooked? Sort of?
Of course it happens. First of all, I'll tell you, culturally, it's a thing that we women always feel we're not enough. And as a HR consultant, I will tell you that all my years of practicing as head of HR, very few times have I seen a woman walk into my office and say, I want a raise.
But men did.
They work for you for 3 months. They're telling you already, the work I'm doing is too much. I think I need to increase my salary, right? So we've been culturally, we've been trained to be small, be behind, just like in our homes. I'll use my mom as an example. She didn't work for so long. She was at home. So my dad was the one in the forefront. My dad was the image that everybody knew about our home. The least people could say, oh, he has a pretty wife. You know, my mom pretty at home. That's the least they could say. Until she went into her career and started practicing. That's when a lot of people begin to identify her that, oh, that midwife could help you. That nurse could help you. So for me, there has always been that moment, even as I speak to you now, there has always been a moment where, luckily for me, I have a partner who would tell you, you know, go on to do what you have to do, but you know how it is. It's always, there's always this restriction as a woman.
Literally.
Yes, even when you don't want to do it,
when nobody stops you.
Exactly. So there has always been a situation where you sit and you're like, I can do this better. But they never chose me, right? So it happens. But what that does for me, over the time I've experienced it, was to be able to understand that you have to always push, you have to always show yourself and be there, be available.
So, has there been, in this journey as well, did any woman open a door for you? Or even if it's a man?
I'll tell you that, yes, I've experienced door opening, basically from men. I wouldn't say I haven't had men who supported me. But I'll tell you, in this career path where I am, it has basically been women. That's why when I hear people say women don't support me, I'm like, what are you talking about?
I want to hear more. I want to hear more.
What type of women are you guys meeting?
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's when I say it's an intentional part of your career that will lead you to the right people.
Yeah.
I will also tell you too, I've had my big share of women trying to bring me down. But I can tell you that I've had a higher percentage of women trying to bring me up. So for me, it has always been, it's women, because the organizations I've led are women-based organizations, when you talk about the NGO part of it. And it has always been a woman. So if a woman doesn't call my name in that office, I probably wouldn't be there. So for me, I'm team women all the time. For me, team women. I was telling one of my friends that the best trips you can have is a girlfriend's trip.
Yeah.
So for me, it has always been women. I've had a lot of support from women. Yeah.
So, which one career mistake can we say you made in the course of coming up that you want other women to learn from?
The career mistake I would say I had that had pulled me back was not able to start on time. Procrastination. I would say that's the huge career mistake I would ever tell anyone. Procrastination is the killer of dreams. You want to try it now, start it right now. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? It just doesn't have, like this clothing line that I started.
Yeah.
I would have started it probably 10 years
ago.
But I kept saying, you have to have your website, you have to have this, you have to have that
in place.
But now I realize that with the rise of social media and the things we have around us now, you can sell when I see some videos and they're selling, I'm like, really? So someone can actually sell like this? So for me, one of the key career regrets I would ever say I had was procrastination, not going, as fast and as quick as I could. Yeah.
So what should women do?
And my advice to women is start now.
Start now. Wow. Start now. So let's talk about just hard work. I've heard this statement, you have heard it too. They tell you work hard. Work harder.
Work harder.
And let your hard work speak for you. Is this true? You are a HR professional. Tell women the truth.
I would say that, it's neither here nor there. The truth is that I would say don't just work hard, work smart.
Or smart. not
I
hard.
think it's no more work hard, it's work smart.
Work
now.
smart.
Work smart in the sense that if working hard is the criteria of wealth, I'm sure a lot of people, we have examples of people who work really, really hard,
Yeah.
But the question is, are you working smartly?
Yeah.
Do you understand where your energy is needed? Do you know where you have to now outsource? Do you know where you now have to say, it's just like this studio where we are now. If you decide that you'll be the cameraman, the audio man, you won't have a show.
No.
So the point is, understand, what do I need to do? Like, what exactly do I need to do to be able to take myself from point A to point B? So sometimes it's not just, digging it out. It's understanding the system where we are. What aligns with your purpose? What will take you from point A to point B? Because I can tell you, it's some people that you've seen succeeded over the years could just be that they shifted from what, they just said, let me do this differently. Let me just push it to this side. Let me just not walk and kill myself.
And they made it.
Yeah. So I would say work smart.
Work smart. That is it. Very interesting. Let's say when employees are considering people for promotion or leadership, there may be a woman that is working hard, doing all the best. Why would she not necessarily be considered?
Because nobody knows that she's doing anything.
Oh, goodness. Nobody knows she's doing anything.
I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine, when she relocated to Canada, she told me that there's this job application that comes in within the office space, and they tell you they give opportunities to people in the company. If you feel you're qualified, apply first, right? And she was saying to me that there's this lady that works with her, and this lady boldly told her, I've applied, I've gone to talk to the manager that I can do it, I've pitched myself through. And because she just recently relocated to Canada, she's still a bit timid. She didn't understand, why do I have to push myself? Why do I have to go and pitch to the manager?
Yeah.
Does it not look like as though I'm trying to get, get special treatment or something? And she said to me, I said, why can't you apply? And she said she knows this job better than that, her colleague. But that she feels if she goes to tell her manager, to pitch herself, it will look as though, So that's the point. A lot of people know the work, but today it boils down to visibility.
Yeah.
Do they know that, sometimes you see it in the offices, someone would write a report. When you're done, you hand it over to someone else who removes your name and puts their name.
Certainly.
And then you find it, and it happens all the time, even in the government offices. Yeah. It happens all the time. And then you will see a woman being humble about it. Yeah. No problem, it's okay. And when the promotion comes, she's like, what's going on? Because the boss or the director or the MD doesn't know you're doing the job. So I feel blowing your trumpet sometimes is important.
So this means that no matter how competent you are, you may still remain invisible.
Exactly. You may just remain behind the
and nobody knows you're
and
working.
Nobody will know you're working. True.
So this means that qualification and performance makes the employee stand out.
Exactly. Visibility. I know. Yeah.
Okay. Let's say there are women who say, I don't like showing off. I just want my work to speak for me. What do you say to that? Is that personal sabotage?
I think there's some part of that is personal sabotage. Why I say that is I always tell people that confidence is grounded with expertise. So don't be a confident woman without something, right? And when you're confident, you should also identify the difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yeah.
Right? And ensure, because there's a thin line between the two, right? Absolutely. So when you're confident about yourself, you should be able to watch it and attach a sense of humility to your confidence.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that if you're able to do this and you're able to show that you can do it, it's not, sometimes the work would just not speak for you. It's just like the generation of social media that we have now. people make millions from social media, right?
Yeah, they do.
Some do the work perfectly well, but because they are not on social media, because they don't showcase what they do, because they don't portray themselves what they do, you find out that the people who show up every day, show themselves, show what are making a lot of money. So for me, you just with where we are today in the world, and it's a global thing.
Yeah.
You must begin to show. That's why Coca-Cola still advertises.
Yeah.
If not, Coca-Cola need to do any adverts.
They don't.
They don't, but they are always doing adverts.
It makes a lot of sense. And then sometimes you give an example of social media. Others are there.
Exactly.
But because they don't know the right buttons to click, they are not
exactly.
They are not seeing well.
True.
So even though they have something better,
True.
I understand that very well. I do.
Yeah.
So we have been talking to Lucy Odina-Nwajideobi. You are ready to help me each time.
Once you're hitting it, I'll take it off from you and help you complete it.
Thank you. And she has been telling us how one can move from a qualified person to a very visible one, to be able to also accompany that with your hard work and not just depend on that hard work to succeed. If you're just watching us, this is Sisters Keeper, and I have been Dr. Path. We're going to take a short break to return shortly. Don't go away.
On PFTV Spotlight, the heat is real.
Can you defend your promises? Can you face the people? Can you survive the hot seat?
Politicians, leaders, contenders, one by one, they face Nigeria's toughest political conversations.
No scripts, no excuses, just the truth.
This election season, don't just hear promises.
Welcome to Nick's Hot Seat, only on PFTV Spotlight.
Your one stop where stories come live.
Welcome back to Sisters Keeper on PFTV. If you are just joining us, we are Sisters Keeper, and I have been talking to Lucy Odina-Nwajideobi. And she is a HR expert, an entrepreneur, and a woman advocate. She has been telling us about this journey, how she has moved from just a career path woman to a very visible one with so many titles and professions. And she said she's looking forward to take more on board because she wants to do everything. If you want to be like her or want to learn from this conversation, just sit tight and don't go away. Lucy, you're welcome back from the break. Let's talk about women. And leave you, we're talking about you specifically.
Exactly.
Let's look at women. How can women generally advocate for other women? You know, sometimes there's a position that comes up, but not every woman is able to get into that room where discussion happens.
You know, for me, that's why programs like yours is here, the Sisters Keeper, to create awareness that, you know, over the years, like I said earlier, over the years, we've always said this thing about women don't support women.
Yeah.
Women bring women down.
Yeah.
Women tear people
It
down.
happens.
And I now tell women that if you're still in that clique, you're losing out.
Yeah.
We've moved past that narrative right now. And that's why I keep telling women, show up for others, show up for yourself. First of all, you have to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? just like we were talking about visibility, if you're not visible, probably another woman will not pitch you.
Yeah.
So it's important that you show up for yourself, ground yourself with expertise and experience.
Yeah.
In that way, even when you're pitched forward,
You won't disappoint.
there won't be any disappointment that comes with it. But I will also say to women that it's an intentional process
Yeah.
to support other women. We always take lead from the men,
Yeah.
right? Politically, you will hear things like godfatherism, you will hear things about my leader, you will hear men, you will see a man politically who brings out another man and builds him up to the stage to the exact position of where he wants to now begin to benefit from that,
Yeah.
cause. We need to talk about mentorship in women. Women have to be deliberate about mentoring other women.
Yeah. You're right.
Supporting other women is key. I know that a lot of women, we have a lot of obligations because you're a mother, you're a wife, you're a sister, you're an auntie, you're an uncle. We have a lot of responsibilities that boil down on us. For example, now I told you I wanted to take my kids for a birthday party. The moment I leave here, I'm rushing back home to go pick them. So it has to be a deliberate act from us to know that, oh, this sister just posted this, let me reshare it.
Yeah.
Let me like it. Let me refer this sister. Let me refer this auntie. Not thinking about that when a woman grows, she's competing with you. We need to stop seeing ourselves as competitions and start seeing ourselves as collaborators. Women should learn to collaborate with each other, right? In businesses, like my family, I would say my husband, for example, he has a business partner who is a man. Women should learn to do that.
Yeah.
We need to learn to collaborate. We need to learn, and in that way, you find out that all these things that we keep talking about, women empowerment, we will empower ourselves. Because I can tell you that women have the capacity, we have the knowledge, we have the expertise, we have money too. Because when you look at what's happening now, women are taking up leadership positions, women are taking up the homes. So women, single mothers are running their homes. There are lots of responsibilities that women usually will not carry that is embedded on them now. So there's nothing we cannot give to our fellow woman. And we need to understand that when I help a sister light her candle, it doesn't diminish mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is common is competition,
I know, even in the, to be honest, even in the male industry, even the men, women are not even competitive compared to men, I would tell you.
But why is the women more prominent?
Because
it's not talked about.
Because it's a narrative that has been sold to us over the years. Remember when
I don't want to say by who. I wanted to
know who they are. Because what I'm telling you is that when anything a woman sets there, when women come together, it's a force.
It's a force.
Remember the Abaya riots.
Know it. Yeah.
Remember the history of Abaya riots. Remember lots of histories that we have over the years about women. When women put their hands together and want to achieve something, they do it. So what other narrative would make that not happen? If not that women don't support women. So for me, I think competition is good. It's good to compete, but don't compete healthy competitions. Like having a mentor, like I came in here, I said, oh wow, look at what you're doing with this space, right? Healthy competitions, and be able to understand that we're not fighting over anything serious,
and
to be honest.
This is enough to accommodate everybody.
Thank you. It's just like me doing ready to wear, and you're doing ready to wear. Nigeria will have over 200 million people.
They will still
will I sell to all of them?
No, you can't.
Exactly. So,
and then we may not be making the same styles.
Even if we're doing the same style, the truth is that a lot of the world is so big. Africa is so big. Nigeria is so big to accommodate anyone. There's no business. When you check the men, the male folks that are in business, there is no business.
There hasn't been done.
People are doing it. People say, why are you? That's, for me, I feel is the act of, that's why I preach to women, love yourself enough. Because what you don't have, you can't give.
Of course.
Right? You must love yourself enough to be able to love another person.
The change begins with you.
Exactly.
Before it goes to
someone else. Yes. Because if you don't love yourself enough, if I don't love myself enough, I can't love you.
Of course.
And we need to begin to understand that people, the character of people is what they are inside. It's not because of you, it's not because of me, it's because of who they are inside. So that's why it's important to begin to love yourself inside, pamper yourself, adore yourself, so that you're able to transfer that to another woman.
Talking about women supporting women and having a sister light another sister's candle. I just remembered before you came in here, I was looking at my rates on social media, and I saw that 80%, about 85% of my viewers are men. Can you imagine men watching a female program? 85% are men. Just 15% are women. And then you ask, where are they? And the women are more. The women are more than men, going by statistics. So you say, where are they? They're not watching it.
They're not watching it. You know, for me, I think the thing is, you know, one thing with whether it's a male or female program, maybe the men are watching it to learn more about women. Look at it on that side. Maybe when they hear our discussions, they're able to understand how to navigate women and their issues. But yes, I think it's something that we need to continuously and intentionally continue to do as women. Because the way you feel as a woman, a lot of women in business are feeling like that. Even in politics, you hear women have the highest number of registered voters and all of that. But then when a woman comes to the ballot, it's about, she doesn't even get 1 or 2 votes. So yeah.
I understand you very, very much on that. So let's go forward. You mentioned women that lifted you up when you were coming up in this career. You said you had more women, even though you experienced the other breakdown syndrome as well. But the women lifted you up. Do you want to talk about 1 or 2 experiences?
Okay, yeah. I remember when I had the restaurant and I had my son, I traveled and came back, and at that time I had shut down the restaurant, and I needed to start another business, right? And that was when I said, you know what, let me go back to HR and start practicing. And I could tell you that I joined a foundation at the time, a women group. And I remember we had a session.
A women group
yes,
foundation.
It's a women group foundation. And I remember we had a session where we had somebody come speak to us, encourage us, and all of that. And I can tell you that when I started my HR business, my community, the women community, were the first ones that would say, I need a staff, I need an assistant. And they kept referring me. So, and I will even tell you right now that I met you was because it was through my mentor, Madam Irene, right? So for me, it has always been women, to be honest. Like, I'm much comfortable because a woman wouldn't demand so much from me. You know what I mean? Living in our society. So a woman will do it because she really wants to help you. And like I told you earlier, when you surround yourself with the right women, women who already know themselves, know their purpose, understand and love themselves, all they can do is to lift you up. But when you still go to women who are still healing, who don't understand themselves, they don't love themselves, all you get is their trauma will be transferred into that relationship, into that environment. Like I told you, I've had experience where it was really women it was a roller coaster.
I understand that a lot of women are in trauma from what you just said. It's like quite a number of women are in trauma and they can't transfer that to other people. Is that what you're saying?
That's what. Of course, it can be transferred. To be honest, even from it's not just women. It's a general thing. A healed person, like they said, you can't give what you don't have. Until you discover that you're healed. I use example, you know, the female friendships we have on a daily basis. You'll see a woman saying, "Your dress is looking beautiful." I said, "Your dress, oh, it's like we're matching." But some women would never tell you that.
You're right.
They'll never lift you up because they don't see good in themselves. And that's what people need to understand. It's not because they hate you.
Yeah.
It's because they don't even know themselves.
Their personality.
Exactly. So you see women who are not able to compliment each other. You see women who are not able to say, oh, go for it, I will support you.
I also work with women who will tell you, oh, you look beautiful. But as soon as you turn, they do their face like that. They're not genuine about it.
No, but you know some people, that's why we say give genuine compliments.
Yeah.
And I keep telling you, it still boils down to who the person is. To be honest, it still boils down to the inwardness of it all. Yeah. For me, it's still the inwardness at the end of the day.
Now, let's solve a practical problem. Someone watching, a lady or a woman watching this program comes to me and say, Dr. Pat, I am qualified, I have worked hard, but nobody sees me or notices me. What will you say to this? Where should they start?
It's right on your phone, I would say.
On the phone.
It's right on your phone. You don't even need to pay, the days that they pay PR companies, do a lot of payments now to get visible. It starts from within.
Even when you are working with a company?
Yes, they say charity begins at home. Yeah. If you don't showcase yourself in meetings, you see people, I've like I said, I've had meetings, company meetings where someone will be smart but they'll never speak up in the meeting. They'll just keep quiet. You see someone that will keep talking, even when the things they're saying doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense when they are talking.
They are talking, and because they are talking, the MD or the boss of the company understands that this is a person that wants to learn, or this is the person that is ready to put in their time and their work. So I'll tell women, take up. I keep telling people, stop shying away from leadership positions. Because even in the organizations where I am, you will see women when they say, oh, please, can you help? No, I don't want to. I'll be helping from the background. I can support you from the background, but and that is how it continues. Not to say that some women don't like being in their space, but if you're a woman that wants to be visible and identified, and you want to create a brand for yourself, you must begin to take those hard roles. Hard decisions. In fact, I said to myself this morning when I was getting ready to come here, I said, God, it's hard to be responsible.
I understand.
It is so
not just responsible. It's hard to also lift another person.
Exactly.
You would have said no.
Exactly. And I said to myself, I must show up because I agreed that I will show up. So, and I'm here thinking of, okay, once I get back, I'm picking them, I'm going this way. But that is what leadership, that's what visibility does for you. Because if I am not here today, I would have lost the chance of being visible on your show. So people need to begin to understand that as you're supporting another person, you're also creating a paved way for yourself.
Supporting another person and
another woman,
a paved way for yourself.
Yes, because there's no time that you lend a helping hand or you lend a support or you create. There's no time that you do something that there's no visibility that comes within it. So for me, I'll tell women, take up that leadership roles, stop shying away. In the office, speak up when there's morning meetings. Don't sit down and hoping, they would imagine. That's why they say a pretty woman looking for a husband that is locked up in her house every day. Nobody's going to come and knock and say, I heard there's a pretty girl in this house. You must be out there for people to see and notice your hard work.
So you're talking about visibility. You've been repeating this often and often. Even when I mentioned how about at workplace, you spoke about speaking in meetings and all that. So let's look at how important is platforms like LinkedIn and other professional social media handles. Are they important?
They are. They are the best. They're so important. Like I remember one of the organizations I was heading, I remember the founder saying that when she tells people that she's the founder of this organization, they go online quickly to go and check. They will not see her. They're like, how do you say you're the founder? And she now intentionally, any program we do, have a news coverage, have a media coverage, and all of those things. So for me, you have to really, visibility, I don't know how to even put it.
Yeah.
It is key. You have to continue to be intentional about, putting yourself forward to be seen.
Maybe to make this sink very well, let's do something like a practical
Example
scenario again. Let's have two women, woman A and woman B. They're in the same office. Woman A, both of them are working hard. Both of them come to work early, leave late, do all that they're supposed to do. Then woman A will do all that, but not speak, not do anything, allow her work to speak for her. While woman B, even when she knows what she's talking about or not, she's speaking in meetings, she's going to the bosses to maybe pitch herself, and then a managerial position comes up. What would the management do?
They would probably, for me, when it comes to organizations, what every boss is looking for is someone that's why when they think about succession plans and things like that, they look for someone who is ready to learn, learn and learn again.
Yeah.
They just don't want someone who is made up in their space. And what speaking, even when sometimes what you say might not, you could get corrected and all of that. But what it does for you is that you're able to learn. You're seen and you're able to learn and improve yourself. Yeah. So let it not be that you're just speaking for the sake of speaking. Speak to learn, speak to understand, speak to also grow yourself. Because for every time you're visible, you make your mistakes, you will learn from them, and you'll continue to grow.
Wow, let's take another break. If you were with us, remember, I am here with Lucy Odina-Nwajideobi. I got it this time. Nwajideobi, and she has been telling us about visibility. You are a woman out there. Remember to be visible. Don't just work hard. Work hard is the right thing to do. Working hard is the right thing to do, but also be visible. Start with speaking up in your office, in the meetings, making contributions, and then be visible online is a good opportunity that we have today. Stay with us, don't go away. We are going to return shortly. How many minutes do we have? Richard? Okay, so after. Welcome back to Sisters Keeper on PFTV. I have been Dr. Pat, and I've been talking to my sister here, Lucy Odina-Nwajideobi.
Yes, Nwajideobi.
Nwajideobi. Oh my God, I'm feeling so bad now.
No, it's
I keep making
part of it. By the time you do it, practice it over and over again, you will lose it again.
Okay, so we have been talking about women. We have been talking about career building and visibility. Join us in the conversation and don't miss this. It is very, very important for you and I. Visibility isn't only about titles, Lucy. It affects money, isn't it? Many women find negotiating salaries a difficult thing.
Yeah.
They don't do it and they don't want to do it. And do women generally negotiate their worth? Do they do that?
I think maybe the newer generation,
They do.
I would say. Maybe the Gen Zs that will tell you, please, this is what I want, you either pay me or I'm going home to go and sleep. Maybe the Gen Zs, because they have been able to understand, they live in the generation, the digital generation, where all this information it's easy for them to understand what they need to do, how they need to push themselves and all of that. But for us, the millennials and all of that, it's still a bit difficult because we still have this sense of, I would say sometimes timidity that is attached to we women. So you find out that they really we don't want to be seen as though we're overblowing our trumpet. We don't want to be seen as we are overbearing. We don't want to see, nobody wants to be seen as though I want to push so much. So yes, women are still not negotiating their worth, but I can say that as time is going, we're understanding our worth, we're understanding, our capabilities, and we're now beginning to demand what we deserve.
Of course.
Yes, women are beginning to
And do you advise that women do that?
I would say take up the spaces, negotiate what's your worth. But like I always say, be grounded. Because what happens in this industry is that, in the world in general, if a man achieves 10 things, he will be, you see even the women blowing his trumpet.
Yeah.
But you will see that a woman needs to achieve 50 for her now to be placed on the same pedestal as a man who has achieved only 10.
Yeah.
This is not to compare, but this is to tell you the hard work and the resistance that women have to put in, not just in their businesses, but in their careers, to be able to be put on that pedestal. And so this is me saying that you just have to. Because if you don't do it, nobody's going to do it for you. In the world where we live in, where we're clouded with selfish people, people that want to benefit so much before they push others, you just have to show up for yourself.
So the companies, or should I say, business owners, take opportunity that women are not advocating for themselves. They are not kind of negotiating their work.
Exactly.
So they take advantage.
And if you're the CEO of a company, if someone is not negotiating their work, you say, thank God, it's not benefit to the job. It's not benefit to the investors. So when they don't have to give out so much salary, so you need to.
Sometimes the women are afraid of losing an opportunity. When you go to negotiate your work, sometimes the owner will say,
No, it's not true. That's why we say be grounded in expertise and experience. When you know your worth and your worth your worth, I tell you, there's no boss no boss.
But what if you do that and the boss don't give you?
It's at least you've said something.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that maybe when the next promotion is being considered, you will be considered. But one thing I know for sure that I can tell you is there has never been a history where someone that is worth something is let go by someone that wants to make money out of that person.
So you threaten to leave.
You don't even have to threaten to leave. They already know that. You don't even have to threaten to leave. Like I said, when you know your worth, the people who come to you will come to you knowing that you know your worth.
Yeah.
Even in marriages, even in homes. It's not just in business. It's not just in career. Even in home, when your partner understands that my wife knows her worth, and he knows that you know your worth, and he also identifies and know your worth, there's no way he wouldn't value you. And that's the way this thing works. You just have to communicate. And I keep saying, you must love yourself enough to communicate to other people that this is my worth. Yeah.
You must love yourself enough.
Otherwise, nobody's going to love you more than you've loved yourself. I would tell you that.
So, how should a woman present this? That a woman professionally say, I have believed that my contribution deserves a raise or better compensation. How should they say that?
There's always opportunities in companies. It depends on how the companies operate. Right? Companies do appraisals. They do, times with their managers, times with CEOs, times with all of that. You always, as a woman, as a smart woman, it's good for you to look at. In some companies, you should be able to be smart to know this is not the time to ask for raise. This is the time to ask. It's not when there's a meeting and you see that the company is losing money and then you're asking for it, right? And this thing is all, for me, everything that applies in our business world applies in our personal life, right? as you are now, as your staff, I know when to approach you
Yeah.
to say, "Ma, please, I need some transport, or I need something, or I need a healthcare insurance or something."
Yeah.
They should, when you work with somebody, you should be able to have that wisdom and intelligence to be able to know, when do I ask for this? That's why some women would tell you, "Don't worry, don't ask my husband now. I know what to ask for him."
Don't ask now.
Don't ask now. Be able to identify when to speak and when to be quiet, when
Yeah.
to listen, when to speak, and when to be quiet.
Yeah.
So the moment you see that opportunity, take the move. Because if you don't, another person will, and you probably will.
Not just say at any time or
Exactly. Identify the right times to do that.
to do that.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that what you enjoyed doing so much was managing people, and now this issue has come up again. I want to hear more. You said the staff would need to understand the management routine, but you know, a lot of people are unreasonable.
It happens, for me. When you're unreasonable, unfortunately, that's why they say ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Yeah.
When you're unreasonable, you definitely benefit what unreasonable people benefit, right? So for me, like I keep saying, it's being able to identify the right time. Don't be an unreasonable staff. You know, when you're working with a company, you already know how much are we incurring interest? Are we losing out?
Yes.
Is this the time? Are they planning to promote certain people?
Yeah.
You know, some of these things apply in private sector.
Yeah.
In government sector, their system is different, right? You have to go through the promotional exams and all of that and all of that. But it all boils down to visibility, because sometimes even the directors and the head of departments, they also have input on who is being promoted, on who is being pushed to the next one. So like I said earlier, visibility, speak for yourself, know the right time, and improve yourself. Don't just go and ask for raise when you have not even, you're working in an IT company, you don't know how to develop a typical report on the internet or things like that, and you're asking for a raise.
So, how powerful is the kind of support that a woman mentions another woman in a meeting that the woman is not aware of? Not in a company they are working together, but for instance, you mentioning a woman in an organization that doesn't even know this woman. Yeah. How powerful is that?
That thing is it's, I don't know how to put it. It's the most uplifting thing a woman can do for another woman, right? And that's why even the Christians, even in churches, they will say, "May God take us to a place when take us to the room where we can't enter. Let our names be mentioned there."
Yeah.
Right. The power of it is I don't know how to describe it. It's the most uplifting thing any woman can do. And this is me calling on women to make it a deliberate act, a deliberate, intentional act of ensuring that mention a woman where the space is needed.
Thank you. In Nigeria, we're talking about qualification. In Nigeria, you know that qualifications are so important. When somebody talks about their MSc, somebody talks about their MBA, somebody talks about their PhD and professional certificate. The list is endless. But how can a woman become overqualified on paper and then unprepared for opportunity?
And that is why, how can a woman be qualified and unprepared for opportunity?
Yeah. You know, you hear a lot of stories today. I've finished my school since this time. I graduated. I've done this master's. I've done that. But I don't have a job. I don't have work to do.
I think we've gone past the time where people sit back and wait for opportunities to come knocking
on their door.
Remember what I said about the beautiful bride who locked herself inside?
Yeah, and
there's nobody who knows there's a pretty girl in the house, right? So it still goes down to visibility, taking opportunities, ensuring you're out there. And for work, I would say, I when I hear people say, I went to school, I've not found a job, I find it very I don't want to bring anybody down or anything, but I find it very ridiculous because at this day and age, everything and anything is money. The phone that you're seated with in your house can generate money for you.
Yeah.
Instead of every day paying MTN and watching gossips on social media, there are lots of things you can empower yourself, teach yourself, and it starts to generate money for you. So for me, I would say look at the opportunities around you. Begin to pluck in opportunities. Find women group that will help support you.
I love
You know,
mention of women group
yes,
again.
find women group, find communities, because you have to find your tribe.
Yeah.
In the world we live in, there are lots of chaos around. There are lots of activities happening outside the world. So you must find your tribe. You must find people who uplift you. You must find the mentor. You must find the guide. You just have to continue to do that. And if you're a Christian, you must latch onto your church. There are lots of places you can find upliftment. So I would say there are always opportunities. When the door is closed, there's a window. When the window is closed, there's possibly a hole on the wall that you can start to dig from. So I would say it's
even when the window is closed, there's a hole.
Yes, there's always a light. There's always something. There's always it's never blocked. It's never completely dark. There's always a light.
It's not over.
It's not over until it's over. Even when it's over, your legacies have to continue to speak for you.
Continue.
So life is never over, to be honest.
So let me ask this question from a woman's perspective who is in this kind of situation we are describing. With the certificates, with the education, we are still confirming that that's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
It is not enough for them to get the opportunities that they hope for. So they have not done that in the past till today. Where should they begin? Especially you mentioned mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
Where can they get mentors? How should
There are mentors everywhere. No man is an island of themselves, and it still boils down to finding a community. Like I will tell you a story. My mother-in-law, when I was speaking to her, sometimes she said to me, and this thing was in the 80s.
80s?
Yeah, I think 80s or 70s. She said when Nigeria
About 40
changed.
years.
Yeah, she said when Nigeria changed Naira they changed the currency at the time. And she wasn't educated. She had a business. She didn't know what to do. But she told me that there's this Ajia that she always goes to that has been doing business for so long.
Mm.
So when the currency was changed, she went to this Ajia and said that she has things in her shop that are not selling. And the Ajia called the banker for her and said, the banker told her, open an account with me, and every evening I'll come and take your old Naira and deposit it into the bank. So when the whole process is done, when the new currency is out, you're able to come and take the new currency
From the bank.
And what she has done, it just boils down to show you that it is mentorship at its bare minimum.
Yeah.
When you think the person is not, she told me, in all her stories, she keeps referring to that woman.
That particular
She keeps referring that she goes to that woman and she asks that woman, and the woman will laugh at her and say that, okay, you don't have business closed, and when that same business closed down, the woman told her she started a restaurant. The woman laughed at her and said, oh, you think you can do it? Okay now. And the woman still, thought her through it. So that's why I said there is always a guide. As far as you're living on earth, there's always a guide. It's us not being able to appreciate and understand the little things around us. That's why I say look around you. There's always an opportunity around you.
Some persons will say, I don't want to, like what you just mentioned about your mother-in-law. If she went to Haja would laugh at that. Some persons don't want that. They don't want to be laughed at.
It's not about being laughed at. She was just, the truth is that for you to rise up, there will be thorns and... So if you're so proud that you don't want people to laugh at you, then you're not ready for growth.
You're not.
Because there's no way you would grow. It's absolutely no way that people will not find the things you're saying ridiculous at some point.
Yeah.
People won't find you ambitious as Being
Too big.
dreaming. You're dreaming. Where will you
Someone
get
called
there?
me over ambitious one day.
Exactly. Yeah, people will keep saying, I keep dreaming,
A
but
colleague that I was working with,
Mhm.
and I was meant to be reporting certain things to him. So when I took some plans that I had and what I wanted to do, he looked at me and said his major problem with me is that I'm over ambitious.
exactly. And that's not to say that some people don't like the micro steps, but I would
Yeah.
tell you be over ambitious, I would say. Be over ambitious.
So, how would you say a young female graduate should prioritize her first 5 years?
I would say for the first 5 years, learn, unlearn, learn again, keep learning,
Learn, unlearn, learn
and learn
again,
again,
keep
keep
learning.
learning, keep learning. Keep never see life only from your own perspective.
Yeah.
It's very key that you begin to see, oh, why is this? Question everything, get answers to everything, listen more,
Yeah.
right? Take guides, make sure you get a mentor, right? Because a
Mentoring.
mentor will crush 10 years of mistakes for you in a minute of sitting with him
Yeah.
or her, right?
Yeah.
Get a mentor and always continue to learn. Always continue to learn. That's what I would tell a young girl. All the opportunities are there, always continue to learn. Because at some point in your life, you will be caught in between. Should I go to school or should I go home and take care of the children? So,
Or get married. A young graduate, not
exactly,
married. Should I get married?
True. Or get married. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're caught in between a lot of things. So as you're young, take the opportunity of being young. Try things, make your mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and you will find out that the road to success is by failures and mistakes.
That's about a young woman.
Mm-hmm.
How about a woman maybe in her 40s or 50s who feels stuck?
Life begins at 40. Have you not heard that before?
Love your answers.
Life begins at 40.
Begins at
Yeah, that's when
40.
it begins. I'm not telling you, so don't be like when you listen. I remember, I think you see the owner of KFC or McDonald's or something that started at
KFC.
60. So life is like
Tried.
as far as you're breathing, you have opportunities. That's the way I see it. As
Yeah.
far as your life and your breathing, there's opportunity. I told you my mom did her degree nursing at 56.
56.
So there's never a time that is late. There's never a time. It's never late.
Okay, let me ask you this brief question. Qualification or experience? Is anyone more than the other?
I would say it's both ways. You know, I'm answering from the perspective of our community in Nigeria. You know, abroad they will tell you experience, right? Yeah. But of course, even when you don't have qualification, there's a level that you can't get to, right? Yeah. So I would say the two.
The two are important.
Yes, 50-50.
And hard work or networking?
When you work hard and you don't network, how do you grow?
No growth.
Yeah, because if you don't network, so I would say, and when you network without having something to
offer,
you know, I was listening to a podcast and someone was saying, people need to understand that networking is no more what it used to be. You must be grounded to work in. When people walk into the network, you know, in a room with you, they only network with you when they know there's something they will gain from you. So you want to network as an empty person, it might be difficult. So I would say both.
Okay, so mentor or sponsor, you know, you can have a sponsor for business.
So investor, mentor, sponsor. I would choose mentorship. I would choose mentorship
over sponsor.
Yes. What a mentorship. It's not that I give you 100 million, but if you don't have a guide, that money will finish in 2 minutes. Right? From bad negotiation, bad business. So I would say mentorship.
Mentorship. So competence or confidence?
You have to be competent to be confident. If you're not confident, if the people find out that you're confident and you don't have competence, what happens to it? But I would say confidence. Yeah, to be honest. I would say confidence.
So, do you prefer being liked or respected for women? You know, there's the tendency that they just like you because you're a woman, maybe you look nice or something.
I want you to respect me.
Respect
me.
not like you.
I'm not interested in your life. Just respect me.
So, what is the one career habit you would stop, or want women to stop immediately?
Career habit.
Yeah.
Not being visible.
Not being visible.
Make yourself visible. Show up, show up.
And that one that you want them to start immediately.
Stop procrastinating.
Oh.
Start today. Start it right now. Don't say tomorrow. You need that skills learning. Don't say tomorrow. Start it now.
So what should they do more often for other women?
Teach other women, speak good about other women, uplift other women, genuinely support other women, and also compliment other women genuinely.
Genuinely, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. On the final note, can you talk to a woman out there who has been trying her best, working hard, trying to give her all, but is not having that success she deserves, or having that compensation that she would have got? Speak to her directly and not me.
I would say to you, if you're that woman, you know, there's this thing that they say in Igbo land. I don't want to speak Igbo, but what
Go ahead.
It's like oteketa hoji dibanjo or dibamma. You know what it means is just to translate it. The road will never remain forever dark. There's always a light. You know, I told you there's always light in the tunnel. Keep doing what you're doing, but most importantly, show up and ensure that you're visible. Let people know that this is who you are. And I tell you, it's just a matter of time. The results will come calling. They definitely will. Nobody has worked hard, worked smart, and left like that. So I would say keep trying and keep pushing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Being visible does not mean that you're making noise. It also doesn't mean that you should pretend to say what you don't know. And it certainly doesn't mean replacing competence for self-promotion. That is not what we're talking about. My sister, do the work. Don't disappear from the work, but speak up. Build relationship. Document your achievement. Ask for opportunities. And when you enter rooms where decisions are made, remember to mention another woman. This is important for other women to grow with you. This is Sister's Keeper. I have been Dr. Park. Have a day with us again next week, Saturday, 9 p.m. Here is the program that keeps talking about women and is for women and by women. Thank you very much.
The Sisters.